Hey guys, Anime Gypsy here with Food Wars Season 3, Episode 5 review. Now, overall, this episode was phenomenal. Just purely phenomenal. They didn't miss a step, the pacing was amazing, the animation was on point, the art was just out there. The voice acting. The voice acting, especially when it came to Azami, Erina, Senzaimon, and Soma, and Rindo. It was phenomenal. It was done very well. Now, this episode is very significant in terms of plot and storyline. I'm gonna get to that. And in case you guys don't know, I'm a manga reader, but don't worry, anime onlys. I won't be spoiling anything. Uh, I am just going to review it and tell you what I think of this episode. Now, this episode overall could be divided into three bits. The first one is it wasn't significant at all. In fact, I would say it was just plain average, and that's the post Koga defeat. And in that bit, we just get to see how basically neither Koga nor Soma actually achieved their goal. And we actually find out that Koga struck a deal with Tsukasa that if he were to get best sales in all the 5 days of the festival, then he would end up in a Shokugeki against the first seat, which didn't happen. So nobody achieved their goal. It was a situation with no victor, and it's better off that way because, in truth, Soma is not at the level of Koga yet, and that makes it apparent. So I have no issue with the first part. It's nothing compared to the second two, which, I think is a good thing because if you when you go through sequences, you want the last sequences to be better so you could leave at a very high note, and you don't want to degrade a very good sequence by putting it first and then putting something worse second and then something even worse third. So it was done in a good way where the first bit was here, was still very good, and then the second bit is here, still very good, and the third bit was just out there, just no comparison, by far the best scene in the entirety of the anime. Let me repeat that. The last scene, the last scene in this manga, in this episode, is the best scene in the anime by far, by leaps and bounds. There is no better scene than the last one that I'm going to talk about at the end of the video. But we get basically in the post Koga scene, we get to see Rindo, we get to see we get to see basically Soma's crew talking and whatnot, and then afterwards, Rindo invites Soma and Megumi to go eat Tsukasa's food, and that opens up the second scene, the second bit, which is them sampling Tsukasa's food, the current first seat, and Soma gets to understand what it takes to basically reach first seat level. Now, I honestly think, and I'm not spoiling anything because this is something that's heavily debated. I think Tsukasa, in terms of cooking level, I almost said power level there because I do other reviews. In terms of his skill in cooking, I'd say he is right under Shinomiya. I don't think he's better than Shinomiya or Dojima at all. I think he's the level right beneath them. Actually, scratch that. He's a few levels beneath them. I think that the previous generation, whether they be second, third, or fourth seats, the previous alumni are actually a tier or two above him because they have more experience as well as the seat power, and they are professionals at this point and they work in the outside world. So I think that he is a few tiers below Shinomiya. I think the other alumni that we've seen in that whole bit where they go into the Totsuki Hotel and they get that bit before the autumn festival, before the fall festival. That bit was the characters introduced there were better than Tsukasa, I think. But basically, we get to see how Tsukasa currently is at a very high tier compared to Soma. So Soma is right here, Tsukasa is way, actually way over there. It's just no comparison at all, and we see this understanding that Soma needs to develop. Sorry, Soma now understands that he needs to develop a lot further. He still needs a long way to go to be the first seat in this academy. Like, he understood that Shinomiya was way up there, and Joichiro was way up there, and Dojima was, they're all way up there, but he didn't understand that, the current first seat, the current student, was at a very high level. Maybe he thought it was lower, it was low, like at a certain point, but we get to understand that he is developing the understanding that he's still bottom tier compared to the professionals in the academy. He's still, compared to them, he's basically a fodder character. It's which is terrible. But he reaches this understanding, which is significant, and the dishes that he shows, and the character that we see out of Tsukasa is very unpredictable, but it works because it shows you a part of the story that you wouldn't expect. It's just something out there that it's refreshing, it's new, it's unique, especially how intimidating it is to have someone so humble not have any doubts about his food. It's really frightening if you think about it. It's just amazing. Now, after that, you have Nakiri Azami scene. Now, his depot, the music, the animation, the reactions with the characters, just priceless. Done well, just phenomenal. I don't know any other way to explain it. It was done without missing a single beat. It was, and that scene, in my perspective, is the best scene in Food Wars Shokugeki no Soma, in the current anime by far, by leaps and bounds. It was done perfectly. The voice acting, the animation, the pacing, it was phenomenal. And by the way, this is the signal for the end of that particular arc and the introduction of a new arc, because the Moon Festival arc just ended, and now you have. I'm not gonna spoil what the name of this arc is, but basically, guys, you're in for a very rough ride. And by the way, guys, anime onlys, if you think you hate Ayazami, if you think you hate him, you know nothing. You are going to hate him even more. This is just the beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is the saute. This is just a saute of hatred. The main dish hasn't been served yet. The main platter of hatred hasn't been added on the saute of hatred that we have just seen. This is just a small piece of the base. Trust me, guys, you are going to hate this guy more than you ever thought you could hate a character, by far. And let me put it this way: he is no, this isn't a guy that doesn't know how to cook. He's not just there acting all high and mighty and just sending chefs out there. This guy knows how to cook. And trust me, you're gonna see it, anime onlys. You're gonna see his legacy later on. I'm not gonna say anything else, but just watch out for this guy. This guy is hype. He is by far one of the most important characters in Shokugeki no Soma ever. Laying it out there, guys. Just laying it out there. Now, his voice actor, just phenomenal, great choice. His interactions with Soma, amazing. The last scene with him and Senzaemon. But by far, the bit I liked the most is the initial reaction that Erina had. That sent shivers down my spine when I watched it. That was, oh god, that was something else. Now, guys, please tell me what you think of this episode. Tell me what you think is going to happen. Trust me, I won't spoil anything. And manga readers, please don't spoil anything for the anime viewers in the comments down below. And until next time, guys, this is Anime Gypsy, and I'm out.